If you are one of those naturally negative people who thinks it's too hard to change, it's not. We're talking to a psychiatrist who says being optimistic takes practice and that it's a skill set we can adopt to improve every day.
Dr. Sue Varma shares her program in the book Practical Optimism, the Art, Science, and Practice of Exceptional Well-Being. Dr. Varma joins us now. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning.
So I'm reading that you say 25% of people's optimism is genetic. 75% is their upbringing. But really, does it matter at that point? Because it's all coming from your childhood, and maybe it's too late for you.
You know, I never believe that it's too late because I have worked with people in the darkest of times, tragedies. My first job was working with 9/11 survivors. I was a medical director of the program. And I was fascinated by this group of people who really not only survived, but thrived. And they would come to the clinic and they would help other patients and they would volunteer and they were activists and advocates for their health and for the community's health. And so I was truly inspired by what is it that some people can not only rise to challenges, but flourish in the face of adversity. And all roads led me to optimism. And I was fascinated because to me, optimism is a one-stop approach, and it's being studied in medicine from head to toe. Less anxiety, less depression, less cardiovascular disease by 30%. You're less likely to die of a heart attack, of a stroke. You're likely to live 20% longer than your non-optimistic counterparts. So there really is a lot of science behind it, and it's something that people can learn. And I put these 8 pillars together that are science-backed that really just take you step by step and say it's totally fine. If you're pessimistic, if you're born naturally looking at the glass half full, not to worry. All of us can learn these skills.
Okay, so we often hear the phrase "fake it till you make it." Are they variations on that theme, or is there another way to process negative feelings?
Absolutely. So there is a faking an aspect in the sense that if you are not naturally skewed to think this way, it does take pause. It does take a moment to say, hey, I am finding myself going down this rabbit hole. I have a tendency to, and I have given a list in the book, and these are common, what we call cognitive distortions that all of us engage in. Catastrophizing, thinking about the worst case scenario, jumping to conclusions, fortune telling, black and white thinking, and a lot of this is from cognitive behavioral therapy. And we find that people who engage in this have a more likely tendency to be pessimistic. And if you leave your pessimism unchecked, it can lead to depression. So it's not enough to say, all right, I'm going to look on the bright side. You actively have to catch these negative thoughts and then work to challenge them, which is reframing them. All right, what is another possible explanation of why this person might have treated me badly? Did they have a bad day? Are they having a fight with their spouse? What is the worst case scenario? But what is the best case scenario? What is the most likely scenario? Is there an alternative way for me to think about this? Is there what is the cost benefit analysis? And sometimes I say, you know, we can't always find a silver lining. And then you have to ask yourself, is this a problem to be solved or a truth to be accepted? Because acceptance really does require taking your agency back.
Aren't there some, sometimes people that are optimistic all the time can be, you feel like they're not being realistic. It's a little annoying. So what's that happy medium there?
Yes, I love that question because really what you're getting at is this idea of toxic positivity. And there is something to be said about blind optimism, extreme optimism. And that is also burying your head in the sand and thinking that everything will go fine. So a lot of times somebody might go to their doctor, if they even go to their doctor, because people who are blind optimists will be like, yeah, I'm fine. I don't need an annual checkup. Somehow if somebody nudges them and pushes them in, the doctor will say something like, oh, I'm not happy with your cholesterol or your blood pressure is going up. We need to do something about it. And the blind optimist will be like, nah, doc, you're worrying. I know what you're worrying. I'll be fine. So both pessimists, they get paralyzed in their negative thoughts and become passive as a result. And the same thing with blind optimism or extreme optimism. And so you're totally right that they can be in denial. So this practical optimism really is this marriage of, I'm going to take the best of pessimism, because believe it or not, pessimism has a lot of value in the sense that pessimists do the research. They dig deep. And it takes the best of optimism, which is I'm going to do my homework and then I'm going to be proactive, problem solving, and hope for the best possible scenario. And not just hope for it, but I'm going to create it.
All right. The book is Practical Optimism, the Art, Science, and Practice of Exceptional Well-Being. For more, you can check out drsuevarma.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So great to join you.
Elim, my name.